Reincarnation, Empire, and Power. A brief history of the Tibetan Buddhist reincarnation system. Today, I'd like to briefly analyze the historical origins and political misuse of the Tibetan Buddhist reincarnation system. The Tibetan Buddhist system of reincarnation is often said to have originated in the 13th century, beginning with the second Karmapa, Karma Pakshi, who lived from 1204 to 1283. However, this system did not emerge out of nothing. Long before the 13th century, Tibet already possessed both the concept and the practice of reincarnation. The identification of reincarnations developed into a complete and sophisticated religious process, often by placing the names of candidates into tsampa pellets and selecting one from a bowl. This background is essential for understanding the so-called golden urn. When the Qianlong Emperor introduced it in 1793, it was a modification of an existing method, not a fundamental change. Therefore, the modern claim that the government decides reincarnation is historically untenable. We must understand the reciprocal nature of the Tibetan-Manchu relationship. The Manchu Empire relied on Tibetan lamas for spiritual legitimacy, while Tibet relied on Manchu military protection. This relationship began with the fifth Dalai Lama. At the time, Tibet was facing serious internal disputes and war with the Gurkhas. At Tibet's request, the Manchu Empire intervened and defeated the Nepalese forces. But Qianlong's concern was spiritual. The golden urn was introduced to stabilize religious legitimacy, not to secularize it or transform reincarnation into a state-controlled process. Fast forward to the present. The PRC now invokes this 18th century imperial device to claim authority over Tibetan reincarnations, while dismissing religion as superstition. It is in response to this that the U.S. passed the Tibetan Policy and Support Act in 2020. The core principle is clear. Reincarnation is a purely internal religious matter. If the golden urn was a response to a spiritual crisis, this act is a modern instrument to protect religious freedom. Thank you for listening. If you found this talk helpful, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see you again next Friday.